Hello, everyone. My name is Jackie Hastings, and put it on speaker view. There we go. I'm one of the sapphires of the Rock Your Purpose team who qualified for the Emerald Extravaganza this year. Qualified were myself, Lauren, Elizabeth, Debbie, and Michelle. But it was only Elizabeth, Lauren, and I that were able to go this year. So we kind of wanted to not rehash the same call that we did for you guys Monday night, but give you some of the tips from some of the things that they talked to us, because it isn't just a big party. We do actually learn some things and get to hear from our leaders. And what's really nice is it's a lot more intimate session or setting. There were 470 people who qualified or something like that for this year, and not everybody got to go. So being able to have the ability to talk with our leaders on such an intimate avenue was really pretty cool. And we did have Jason Dorsey back again this year, which was wonderful. He was so great at convention. I think I had never laughed and smiled so hard at a convention until he was there. He just had so much value to add. And when I first saw him there, I'm like, oh, great, he's cool. But then I'm like, man, we just listened to him at convention. What more has he got value to add? Which might be the same thing you guys may feel when you see us on for another call. What more value have you got to add? What more can you give to us that we haven't already heard? But we're continuing to expand our knowledge and learn and grow. Because if we're not doing that, we're not going to be able to add value to you. And we don't want to be stationary. We want to keep moving and adding value. So with that introduction, I'll steal all of Lauren and Elizabeth's thunder. I'm going to let them talk first, and then I'm going to finish up. So go ahead, Lauren. I'm going to let you roll.
Okay, I'll go first. Hi, everybody. I think everybody knows me, but I'll introduce myself anyway. Lauren Smithson, Sapphire Ambassador 2. And Jackie said it's not one big party, but I will say you guys want to get to Emerald Extravaganza because of all the trips. They do meetings for us. There's a couple of meetings, but then they give us a lot of downtime to just enjoy ourselves too. So there is a lot of benefit in that as well. I'm not saying that we just partied for sure, and I'm not trying to only talk about that, but I think it is important to know that you do get time to just enjoy yourself and like soak in where they take you. So I think that's a really nice thing that they offer for us. But it isn't about us. And that's what I want to talk about. This trip is not about, look how far we came, because truly I had a great time, but I cannot wait to have my people there with me and have all of you there to like link arms and go on excursions with and make memories with you guys, because that is what it's all about. And also, we're there to show you what is possible, right? We're not just like, woohoo, I'm in Hawaii. Like, we're just normal people. I think, and actually me, Elizabeth, and Jackie were talking about this today. We're like your friends from high school, or your friends from college, or your friend from work. Like, you know us, we are normal humans. We're not these celebrities. Like, I think you think of all these like diamonds that are the celebrities of Plexus, and you're like, oh my gosh, they're just these incredible people. And maybe some of you think that about us, I don't know, but we're just normal people. So if us normal people can get to Emerald Extravaganza, I hope that that gives you a lot of hope that you could be there too. It just takes integrity, grit, leading people, getting uncomfortable, and doing the things consistently. So I know we've talked about that a million times, but there's really not like a recipe that we could give you that's anything more than just showing up consistently and learning how to lead people well and love people well, and do that over and over and over and over again. So just know that if we can do this, you can do this. I did have a couple other notes too. Something else on that same line. Everybody that was there, like, we have a lot of similarities. Obviously, we all love Plexus. We all have a lot of the same values, but we're all very different too. Even like the three of us are very different. And then there are other people that were there that are very different than us as well. I can name like 12 people that are like, woohoo, let's take pictures. I want to be talking to everybody the whole time. And one of those people is Elizabeth, and she wants to talk to people all the time. And that is great. But I am not that person. I'm not the person that's like bubbly all the time. I really enjoy quiet time, and that's okay. So I just want you to know, like, all of us, there's room for all of us and all of our types of personalities. Some of you are the type that want to talk to everybody, and that's great. And some of you are going to want to talk to some people and have some alone time too. And there's room for that as well. Any personality can be successful at this. Any type of person can be successful at this. And then I put a little star note during Jason Dorsey's talk, and I don't even remember if it was him that said it because I was just taking crazy notes on the paper that they gave us. But what I wrote down is your team is a reflection of how you lead. So if you are seeing that there are holes in your team, like let's say there's a duplication issue or a retention issue or a recruiting issue, I want you to not necessarily look at those people and say like, oh my gosh, if only they do this or this or this. I want you to look at yourself and say, what have I duplicated? Like, have I been showing them how to do those things? Am I leading by example? Am I doing the things that I asked them to do? Because if you are not doing the things that you're asking them to do, then they're only going to do, we talked about this, like half of what you do. So the people that are on your team, if you want all of them to be doing the things, you've got to be doing the things too, and leading by example and showing up first so that they know how to follow you. People aren't going to follow you if you're just kind of aimlessly not going in any specific direction. So think about that. I want you to always, when you're wishing that you were ahead or a step further or wherever you want to be, I want you to look at yourself first before looking up or down, because a lot of times it's a reflection of the work that you have done or have not done too. So I don't want this to be like a depressing call, but I thought that was really eye-opening to think about it that way. So really reflect. And last thing I want to say is starting October 1st, we've got 10 months to qualify for the next Emerald Extravaganza. So those of you that are wanting to be there, pedal to the metal. 10 months is a ton of time, and no matter where you are right now, you could be there next year. So if that's something that you want, get with your nearest Jewel or your nearest upline and talk to them, and let's make a plan, because without a doubt, you can make it happen.
I guess I'm up. Hi guys, Elizabeth Hefner here. So Plexus pulled some stats for us, and it was really great, because I don't think I was surprised at all, but it was really good to see it on quote unquote paper on the slides. But the primary reasons for people to join Plexus, 42% of people join Plexus for gut health. So that was me, that was Jackie, that was Lauren, that was Nicole, that was Rochelle Osborne. Like, we didn't join for the business, for weight loss, things like that. We joined for gut health. So that is huge. And it's so amazing, because we really are the cornerstone gut health company, and anyone else that says that they are is lying or stealing or not trying to be a knockoff, honestly. Then we have weight loss, energy, other is listed, nutritional support, on and on and on. So just know that what we have is the cornerstone gut health company. We have the legacy company. We are the company that can leave this business to our children. So if you know, everyone wants to leave something for their kids. I mean, my parents have stuff set aside for all of us, and I'm like, and now my dad's gone. I'm like, Mom, spend your money, spend your money. Like, we don't need your money. Like, I don't want your money. I want you. I don't want your money. Spend your money. But that is not how our parents are. They're like, no. And even my husband and I, we want to have investments and property, and we have this big plan and this goal. And one of the ways that we're going to achieve that is through Plexus, as well as our money working for us. So that was something that I talked about a couple calls ago. But anyway, just knowing that what we have here is something that does get passed on to our family. And that's unheard of. That is unheard of. I can't pass my PT income to my kids, you know? And then the other thing that was really cool. So the reset has sold 110,000 units have been sold as of August 28th. That's 14 million in sales on the reset. You guys, that's amazing. And clearly people are going to continue to order and want that because our sales are through the roof on that. So that is really, really cool. And then also be on the lookout for some change with our perks program by using Pivotal. So I don't know if I'm supposed to tell you all of this, but just be on the lookout for some changes that as we're using Pivotal, we're going to be earning perks credit. So really be talking to your people about Pivotal because it's free. This is a thing that we really need to make sure we're marketing. Like I had a friend say, tell me what I need to know about joining Plexus. And I'm like, and I'm like, I'm sorry to sound like an infomercial. But I feel like an infomercial because it isn't just a non-stick pan. It is gut health. It's the reset. It's loyalty points with your perks program. It's the Pivotal program. It's earning more perks with Pivotal. Like this is huge. And we need to like make sure people are aware of all of these benefits. And then this was really cool to see. So I just had taken a picture of the slide. Sorry to be reading it like this, but there's 4 quarters in a year, right? We've been working on the success sprint quarters and things like that. So quarter 1, every quarter they are planning to launch a limited time offer. So limited time offers give us something new to talk about, right? It's going to spike interest in our current customers. It's going to spike interest in people that haven't ordered in a while. It's going to bring in new people. It's exciting. It's exciting. We get to be excited about something new too, because honestly, like, yes, I mean, I am excited about my pink drink, my active, my products, but it's just such my daily thing that I'm not always like, woohoo about it, right? But when I can say, oh my gosh, we have a new flavor coming out, that's something I get to look forward to. And that definitely bleeds into my posting and my marketing too. And then each quarter, there'll be a promotion / incentive. So that is really cool. And then we're going to have our events. So quarter 1 will be Super Saturday. Y'all know about that. So there is an option to go out to Arizona for that, or there's a virtual option. And then our second quarter is convention. And then next year, Leaders Retreat will be in the fall. Okay, so in October, I believe. And then I don't know what the quarter 4 incentive or event is next year, or if there's one this year, I don't know what that is. So help me out if I'm missing something. But also in that quarter 4 is a holiday launch. And they're also saying that they're going to get that out to us sooner. So sooner into that holiday, like pre-holiday season almost, instead of right in the middle of holiday season. So that's great. That's makes it more, in my opinion, a little more manageable to be marketing and messaging as we are also enjoying the holidays with our families. And as you know, come January, like all these seeds that you're planting right now, all of these people you're talking to about the business, about the products, like all of this is all being cultivated right now, right? And in January, people do have like, oh my gosh, it's January. I need to have a new goal. I need to have a new health routine. I need all of this stuff. And obviously we don't want people to wait. And one of my girls was even saying, well, I want to start now because I don't want to gain 15 pounds through the holidays, right? So people are looking at those options too, and you can paint that picture for them. So don't forget about that. So those were some of the things that stood out to me, as well as they mentioned that our pay point, they're trying to get our pay point back up to like $3 or more, which we still have a very generous company. Like I am not complaining about $2.80, but it was really fun and encouraging to hear that they're wanting to pull our pay point value back up to that $3 mark. And then also, just as we've brought in these big wigs in this industry, in corporate America, in network marketing, however you want to look at it, we have pulled in some people. Gene Tips, right? I don't know, Gene and Travis Gard, yeah, Jackie's shaking her head. So Gene Tips was saying that he's 20 some years into his career. And he was making a ton of money. He had no reason to move jobs. He had no reason to move his family, but he found that he loves how Plexus treats us, how Plexus treats each other, and how Plexus does their business. Okay. So Plexus is attracting people that can come and work because they want to be part of something that is huge and done well and done right and has proper leadership and good leadership in place. That's who they're attracting. Jason Dorsey also said, like, I speak in front of a lot of groups, and he said, you all like each other. And that isn't the usual case in big companies, and especially a lot of women, right? I mean, most of the people there were women. And so that is unusual. Like, I mean, we walked by and we said hi to every person. I mean, there's jewels and stuff that I don't know. Like, they might look a little familiar, but I don't know them. And everyone is still like, oh, hi. Oh, your tag's sticking out. Oh, here, your skirt's weird. Like, let me help you fix it. Like, everyone is very friendly and then making friends too. So it's pretty cool. And then some stuff that Jason Dorsey said that really stood out to me. We're being a student, this kind of goes in hand with what Lauren was saying, but being a student of those that you're leading and making sure that, and this also goes right along with our book club, right? Like, we need to pour into people. We need to understand what's going on in their lives so that we can help meet them where they're at and move forward. And then whomever adapts wins. So yes, there's certain things that are in place, right? Like, my children have rules. There are certain things that are in place. However, there, in some areas, there's leeway in how I can meet the needs of my individual children to still get to the end game, right? Especially when they're little, like maybe different little games or different things. So this comparison I'm making does not mean that my team are my children at all, but I am saying that it's okay to adapt and make a system make sense to people in order for them to use it. And with the younger generation, so some of you younger people can maybe attest to this. And I think even too, for some people, even my age, just seeing the end game and working backwards can be really important. Where we can, because we tend to say, well, just do this one little step and just do this one little thing, because we don't want to overwhelm people and give them too much and scare them off or whatever. But I think if we can say, listen, like, what is your dream? What's your goal? What's your time frame? Okay, this is what that's going to look like to you. Let's break this up. Now, don't panic about this. This is all still going to be in stepping stones, but giving people a big picture and working backwards can be really helpful. I can see even, when I made those, broken down certain goals for people, and they can see, okay, that's going to be a lot of work, but I'm up for it, right? And that's okay. So, and, they also really, really talked about the difference between good advice and bad advice is experience. And this is so true. Like, once we can get through an experience, then we're going to have more advice, good or bad, about that because we've lived it and we've done it, right? And experience is what is going to get you to Hawaii and Mexico. It's that experience. It's putting yourself out there. Okay, if you're doing the same IPA over and over again, if you're reaching out to the same people over and over again, if your team isn't growing, if you're not recruiting, if you're not duplicating, then you need to do something different to have a different experience. You do need to adapt. You need to adapt how you're talking and how you're leading. And then continuing to learn is what is going to keep you going back to Mexico and back to Kauai, is that continuing to learn. So that I thought was really, really cool. I could really talk about a lot more, but I won't, not right now anyway. And then the other thing, I have to find the age here. I think it was Okay, so Gen Z, the Gen Z generation, so those born in that 1996 to 2015 age, they trust social media. they think that they'll never be able to retire because they've seen what's happening in the political nature and social security, things like that. They don't remember certain things that did shape us, shape my generation. So they don't remember like 9/11. They feel very misunderstood, and what they saw is their experience. So when we say like, well, like this was very eye-opening. So I'm just going to say it. Okay. So 63% of the Gen Z, they believe in universal income. And this is because they saw the government giving away money during a really horrible time. So they don't know any better. Just like my children really don't know like a rotary phone. They know how to FaceTime and take pictures and do all this crazy stuff on the phone, right? That we never grew up with. They will never know what it's like to not have a cell phone around them all of the time, pretty much, right? They won't know what that's like not to. So we can't expect them to know what it was like before that, because that's not their reality. That's not part of their life. They're entering the workforce later, getting their driver's license later, and they're having a massive mental health crisis. So that really stood out to me. And he really talked about people's experience are their experience. If someone joined your Plexus team last month, they only know what they're seeing right now in Plexus. They don't know what it was like a year ago. They don't know what it was like 2 years ago. They don't know how the back office worked 2 years ago. They don't know that we didn't have Pivotal. They don't know that we didn't have Perks points, right? So when we say, oh, we never used to have X, Y, and Z, one, that's meaningless. It's a waste of your breath, because that is not their reality. So why pull anything up, bring anything up to them that they're not experiencing now, right? Because you don't want to come across in any negative way, okay? And it doesn't matter. Like, it just doesn't matter. You know, when our parents were like, well, we had to walk uphill both ways to school in the snow and da 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 da. Like, it really didn't mean anything to us because we were on the bus or we were getting dropped off or whatever that situation was. It just didn't impact us because it was never our reality, right? So I thought it was really eye-opening. I really did find that really cool. And just really talking, like Emily just talked about, stability with this generation in particular, helping people create a life of stability. I have some younger 20-year-old friends from the gym, 20-ish, young 20s. And I am like, I want to shake them, but I have to help them see the stability in this business and opportunity, not come at them aggressively, because that is not going to be good either. You know, it's really just kind of dripping the information and helping them see. But I'm like their mom. I'm like their mom's age, like legit their mom's age. And it's very strange because my kids are not that old, you know, but it's just really weird to think about. So anyway, just really refer back to your notes from convention on Jason Dorsey, because I guarantee that now that you're not like drinking out of a fire hose of information, you'll pick up on more and appreciate more of what he was saying in particular about some of the different phases. But that Gen Z stuff really did stand out to me, and I just had to share about that, as well as just seeing the heart of our company up close, personal, hearing from our top leaders and just hearing how much they're planning and really like moving forward in the corporate side of Plexus to help us be even more and more successful.
Okay, so I'll make it quick, but I want to lead off with a story, and it was either Charles or Alec. I can't remember which, because I was just like taking so much and it was so good. But I'm going to read it to you. The story is told of a man on horseback riding up to a group of men digging a trench with one man, the apparent leader, barking orders and threatening punishment as the battle-wearied soldiers were digging. The man on the horse said, "Why aren't you helping him?" The man retorted, "I'm in charge. These men do as I tell them." Then he added, "Help yourself if you feel so strongly about it." The man climbed down from his horse and worked alongside the men until the job was finished. Afterward, the stranger congratulated the men for a job well done. Then turning to the leader, the horseman stated, "You should notify top command the next time your rank prevents you from assisting your men, and I will come up with a more permanent solution." It was at that moment that the leader recognized the stranger as none other than General George Washington. One key in quality leadership is helping others to perform at his or her best and assisting and improving their skills. Threatening, criticizing, or treating others as less than you is not leadership. You can play leader, ridicule, and criticize people, or you can get in the trenches with them and demonstrate true leadership. Respect is earned, and the very best way to earn respect as a leader is to get in the trenches, so to speak, and work alongside your employees and volunteers. So I know a lot of people are looked at when Tarl and Alec were talking about adding in, Gene and, oh brother, the other guy that I can't remember his name right now, Travis, thank you. Having them take over as the CEOs, and now they're called the Fab Four. You get all four of them up there and they're like, this is our Fab Four. And what this has done is it has allowed Tarl and Alec to be more in the trenches with people instead of involved in as much of those things. So it's going to allow our leadership to be more hand in hand with us. We're going to see even more great things. And this is what we have to do with our leaders, with Jason Dorsey, how he was talking about learning how to talk to our people different ways. I had somebody the other day who is of a different generation, and they said, I said, well, we need to get a three-way chat going so we can make sure that we give your people the support that they need. And they're like, I only talked to this person on Snapchat. I'm like, Snapchat, what the heck? Can you send graphics in that? I don't know. So it just was really eye-opening to me. Yeah, laugh at me. My kids use it because it's got fun filters. That's the only reason I have it on my phone. I don't snap anybody, but that's something that we have to be aware of, is different communication styles and being able to meet people's needs. And we do that best within the first 30 days. With those first 30 days, determine the next 6 months. So that's some tips that, we don't always talk about, that we learn from this, that I think will be helpful. So that's what I'm finishing up with. I know, Lauren, you had a light bulb go on, something you wanted to mention if you didn't get to mention it.
It is similar to, both of you kind of touched on it, but I do want to just say it on the recording because I think it's important. We are part of an incredible company, you guys. I have never been a part of another network marketing company before, but I have never been a part of any company where the leaders get up there and they're talking to us, and every single time they talk to us or talk about who we are or who their wives are, they choke up. I think every single meeting that we had, the leaders that were up talking to us cried. And it wasn't like fake tears or like, it was like, they're so thankful for this company. They're so thankful for us. They're so thankful for their wives. They are just truly genuine people and incredible leaders. And I just want you all to know that you should be so thankful to be a part of a company like this, because that does not happen everywhere. Also, during one of the breakout sessions, Tarl and all of the leadership from Plexus was at another table. So we were all at round tables. Tarl and all of the leadership was at a table, and they were doing the workshop with us, discussing with each other with us. And then Tarl was sharing some of his experiences with us. And it was really cool to see them be involved too. And they're like, in the trenches with us, right? They're not just like, okay, go to Hawaii, we're not going to speak to you the whole time. They're there getting to know us, letting us get to know them. And that just does not happen everywhere. So I'm just really proud to be part of this company, and I hope that the rest of you are too. And I know we see a lot of that when we're at convention and leaders retreat, but it's really cool to see that they are legitimately in the trenches with us, and they love this company so much. And just like, I don't remember which of you said it, these people from other companies are coming to Plexus because of the culture that we have, and that's not everywhere. So I'm very, very thankful. That's the last thing I wanted to say.
I think that's a great way to wrap things up. I was excited. This was my first trip to Hawaii. It was Elizabeth and Lauren's second, but I cannot wait to have all of you guys with us next year in Mexico. Start ordering Reset now, because the food there is incredible. We can take you to all the great places, and we're excited. Like Lauren said, 10 months is a really long time to be able to qualify. So we will see you all next year, and we are looking forward to you reaching out to us to allow us to help you reach your goals.